Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing all right. Today is day number 9 of the 25 pounds in 25 days weight loss challenge. It's December 9th, 2025. And here just with the quick update and the workout video as well towards the end, so definitely stay for that. So like I mentioned, is day number 9, and last week, like I previously mentioned in my last video, I had a pretty bad cold and I was just getting over that. My last video, I think it was on Saturday, day 6. I was just getting over it, right? And I was feeling really, really good because I was pretty much over it at that point. And right now I'm completely over that cold. Knock on wood, that's how it stays for the rest of the month at the very least. But I feel 100% now. Energy is fully back up at 100%. Everything's good to go. And like I had been mentioning too, one of the biggest things that I noticed was the mental clarity, right? And I gotta be honest, that has been steady. The mental clarity, the alertness, and just kind of the awareness, right? That I was feeling not too hot in, before I started this challenge, because, I was just all over the place with my diet, with my sleep, and with the caffeine I was drinking. I was drinking a lot of caffeine, like I had previously mentioned, 2, energy drinks a day at least, right? So I cut that out. I haven't had an energy drink. I've been drinking coffee. In fact, I have coffee right here. But besides that, no energy drinks, and not even a lot of coffee either, right? So that's really good. In terms of weight loss, today I weighed in at 248 and some change. My lowest up to date has been 246 and some change, so probably a little bit of water weight. So that's good. Progress is good. Been ramping up cardio a little bit more, doing 35 minutes of cardio, and I have also just been training with intensity. That has been really something that I've been pushing as well, and taking more of a less rest in between sets, like Jay Cutler does, just to keep that intensity up, keep that like pace going. So I've been doing a little bit more of that, and just being steady with diet as well. Honestly, that I've been mentioning this quite a bit already, but it can't be stressed enough. If you're eating over processed foods, right? And I'm not just sitting here like preaching about it, because I'm guilty of it. I love eating over processed foods, chips and, hams and stuff like that, cold cuts or whatever, cheeses and stuff like that, which is not bad, especially dairy products. But that is one of the things that I have noticed when I cut off. My body just started to feel better, right? I started to feel way less inflamed, way less bloated. So I won't repeat myself. I already talked about that at length, but if anything, when you start cutting those things out of your diet, you're gonna feel way better. And I could definitely say that I haven't really had gut issues in the last week, and we're officially on the second week. So just gonna keep that going. I've been eating pretty good with my diet. Chicken, I've been eating chicken. I've been eating potatoes. I love potatoes as well. And really cutting off any sugary drinks, right, that I don't need to have in my diet. So cutting that off. But at the same time, treating myself, small treats. You can't overdo it. So my treats have been something like, for example, Greek yogurt, right? I love Greek yogurt, so some of that. A little bit of chocolate, like a couple of, like I'll buy a chocolate bar, like a Hershey's chocolate bar, for example, and I'll eat like the actual serving size, which is like 4 blocks, 4 little squares. and that's like that's it, you know what I mean? So those type of things I think keep me on track, because I'm not like killing myself with just eating chicken and rice. And I give myself a little tiny treat, right? It doesn't kill my calories, but it also, hits that sweet tooth that I do have, that sweet tooth, right? But overall, I've also noticed with that inflammation going down, with that bloatness going down, I've noticed my midsection is looking a little flatter. Obviously, it's not like, I'm looking like a bodybuilder right now or whatever, like on a cut phase where it's like everything's toned. Not by any stretch of the imagination, right? But I have noticed, since that bloatness has gone down way more, that I'm looking a bit more, flatter on that, in that area. So that's good. Keep that going. Unfortunately, I do have loose skin, because I was at one point in time years ago severely overweight. I wasn't morbidly obese. I've always been into lifting weights, heavy powerlifting and stuff like that. But if you've been into powerlifting, especially powerlifting like back in the days when it wasn't so popular, that the status quo was to eat a lot, to get big so you can lift more, right? And I was big at some point. My highest pounds, my highest weight, or heaviest weight rather, that I was at some point was 280. That was the heaviest I ever been, 280, which is a lot for me at least, right? So from 280, I would say 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, at this point at the top, to now being 246, on average 245. It's not bad, right? And I'm currently 245 or 246, but in the last month, 2 months, I gained not gained a lot of weight, but I was like at 230 and I gained like 20 pounds because, during fall season, there's a lot of birthdays in my family, a lot of eating, a lot of celebration, which is great, but I ballooned back up to 255, I think, is what I kind of peaked at. So I'm at 246 right now, and that's where we're at, right? But overall, everything's been going good. The updates, everything's steady. Like I mentioned, ramping up cardio, ramping up a bit more of that HIIT cardio, and staying steady on the diet, right? The workout video you're about to see right now is going to be me doing my strength check. So every week I do a strength check on bench press, right? So it's bench press, close grip, and slingshot press, and also legs. So you're gonna see me doing squats, front squats, and I think I just got the front squats, the squats, and the Romanian deadlifts. I didn't get the other leg exercises. So just the 3 main compounds that I do. So you'll see that. I'll talk a little bit about that. So stay for that. But that's pretty much it. That's the update for today. And yeah, December 9th, day number 9 of the 25 pounds in 25 days. Stay tuned for the other updates. And yeah, have a great rest of your week. All right, so for the first strength check, we have 315 for 1, easy rep, and then I went up to 320 for a single, also on the bench press. This one was a little bit of a grind, but I still got it, not bad at all. That's a strength check for that. And then the slingshot, this is just to overload a little bit. I got 2 sets on this one with 320. Basically just continued for my last strength check with the bench, then added a 10, got 335 on this for a single as well. And for this one, I'm trying to just do kind of a speed press, and then 345, or rather 340 on this one. A little bit of a grind, but still got that, not bad at all. We did some close grip. This was the last strength check for this one. Just close grip with a pause and really trying to press through the bar, get that speed going. 3 sets of 5 for this one. As you can see, when I lower the weight on the first rep, I'm really trying to get that tension to kind of like spring load it, if you will, and be able to press with more power out of the bottom. In this last set, I really do a longer pause on this one. So same thing, a set of 5 to complete, 3 of 5 with 225 on the bar, 2 plates there, which was pretty good, pretty easy. Got a good tricep pump off of this one. It's just a regular strength check for me, my second quote-unquote chest workout. And then we went to do squats. So 4 sets of 1 with, I believe that is 385 on the bar, if I remember correctly. Let's see, you got 3 plates, 315 plus 50, 365 plus 20, 385. Yeah, 385. 4 singles. I haven't done a lot of squats lately, honestly. I've been kind of lacking that in the last couple of weeks. I'll do like squats every other week, but I'm really focusing on it now. And I'm just doing singles just for power, so not too bad. I really like doing singles. I honestly see growth. I have a predominantly, I'm stronger with my legs and back, so I can see leg growth pretty quickly right once I start to really hit legs consistently. So I'll definitely start seeing that as I continue. And then I went into 3 sets of 5 for front squats with 200 on the bar. And my stance is closer, as opposed to my regular squats. And I really try to dig that deep, ass to grass, as they say. But a bit of a power move for me in terms, because I really try to get that speed off the bottom with the front squats, because I have that lighter weight and I'm really trying to push fast once I get to that bottom position. I really like these. Some people don't like front squats. I know they're uncomfortable. They're not the most comfortable position to be in, but honestly, I get a great pump out of this one. So definitely something I recommend to anybody that asks me, what should I do to grow my legs? Front squats is a great one to do that. If you have the elbow mobility like I do here on the placement, it could be a little better, honestly. I'm a little rusty on it, but if you have the elbow mobility, I say do front squats, in my humble opinion. And last but not least, for this particular video, I have 3 sets of 12 to 15 with the rack RDLs, and this one's just concentrating on my hamstrings, honestly, just putting that stretch on them at the bottom position. I'm just repping that. I really like this one just to get a lot of work in on my hamstrings, and it's not so tough on the back either, because it's relatively lightweight. It really is just to pump that hamstring. And then after this, I didn't record it, but I did leg extensions, and I also did leg curls, seated leg curls. So that's basically what I finished after this one. That's pretty much it for this update. Stay for the next one. I'm going to be doing bench, which is chest and triceps. And yeah, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys on the next one.